All right, guys. Math 8, week 4, or week 5. I think it's week 5. Well, in any case, we did exponents last week, and we are now going to dive into the wonderful world of negative exponents. Yay! All right. One key thing you need to know. Negative exponents can easily become positive exponents. Okay? For example, 3 to the negative second power is equal to 1 over 3 to the positive second power. These are equal. So I like to think of it 3 to the negative second over 1. You can take that and move it to the bottom, 1 over 3 to the positive second. Second example, say you had a 7 to the negative third power. How can we make that positive? That's equal to 7 to the positive third power, or 7 to the positive third power over 1. But you don't have to write the over 1. All right, so we're going to, in Khan Academy, you're going to select the equivalent expression. On the quiz, I gotta rewind here. On the quiz, you're going to, simplify with positive exponents only. Well, not in this one. This one, is going to have a negative exponent. If you simplify, based on what we just said, it would be that. Would be that. Remember that if there is a number, that number does not have an exponent, then you could put an exponent there. You could put a little 1. All right, 1 can always be the exponent if there's nothing written. And now we can do our little thing. We can move that 3 to the top and make it 3 to the negative 1. So if it's negative on top, move it to the bottom, it's positive. If it's negative on the bottom, move it to the top, it's positive. Changes sign when you move it. All right, so 3 to the negative 1, that's what it is. It's not that, it's not that. All right, let's move on. Let's try this one. So we're going to use our rules of exponents, and then we had a negative exponent, we would change it to a positive exponent using our new rule, the negative exponent rule. All right, so what do we do when we multiply terms? Remind me, what do we do with the exponents? Hopefully you're saying you add them, Mr. Field. You add the exponents. All right, what's negative 3 plus 12? And it is 9. 9 to the 9th. So don't use a calculator and calculate it, because then I'll know you used a calculator. And this is a non-calculator exercise. Number 4, or number 3, there's 4 problems here. So this is the power to a power rule. We want to take this exponent outside of parentheses and multiply it by both exponents inside of parentheses, which gives us 3 to the 3 times negative 3 is negative 9. So negative 9. And then 6 times negative 3 was 6 times negative 3 is negative 18. So times 6 to the negative 18th. All right, so these are not like bases, so we will not be adding the exponents, trying to make a single term. But we can rewrite this expression without negative exponents by putting both of these expressions in the denominator and making those exponents positive. All right, so the more you do it, the more you'll get the hang of it. And now what I want to do is I want to I hope that those go a little fast for you because you guys killed it with the regular exponents. So just adding a negative, I don't think it's going to be too bad. I want to introduce the solving equations assignments because that is what we're doing next. Solving equations, my favorite. Okay, so what we do when we solve equations is we recognize there's two sides to an equation. Two sides, draw a line. And that's step one. Step two, well, we're not going to have to do step two in this one, but it would be to distribute if we saw the distributive property. Ready? Also, combine like terms. If there were like terms on either side that could be combined, then we could combine them. But hopefully you noticed that on the left side, there's not like terms. One of them has a variable and the other does not. On the right side, there are not like terms. One of them has a variable and the other does not. So what we're going to do, follow this little method that I like to say. I put my variables on the left. I put my numbers on the right. Combine like terms and I'll be out of sight. All right, that's you can sing it with me if you want. I put my variables on the left, my numbers on the right. Combine like terms, then I'm out of sight. All right. So one rule is when you switch a term to another side, it also switches sign. Okay. So we're going to get our variables on the left. That is what I was singing. Variables to the left. There is already a term with the variable on the left, and that is the 2D. But this 5D must come over to the left. And so it is positive on the right, so it will be negative 5D on the left. Switch that sign. Switch sign. Negative 5D. And we're going to do the same thing with this 4, this number. Numeric term is going to the right side. And so the 10 is already there on the right side. Bring that down. And this positive 4 is now going to become a negative 4 on the right side. All right. Combine like terms. So now we do have like terms. 2 minus 5 is negative 3D. 10 minus 4 is 6. And the last step, hopefully you know the last step because it's now a one-step equation. We have to divide both sides by negative 3. And that cancels out. So we have isolated the variable. 6 divided by negative 3 is negative 2. Done. All right, let's do it one more time. So combine like terms, and then divide to isolate. All right, so I'm just gonna text. So let's do this a little bit faster. So draw the line, two sides, distribute. No, we don't have to distribute. Combine like terms. No like terms to combine. Oh my, I forgot to write down. I was singing it, but I didn't write down variables on the left, numbers on the right. Variables to left, numbers to right. Switch sign if switched side. And then the last step is divide. Okay, so variables on the left, 7b, and this coming over, it's going to be negative 5b. This negative 15 is going over to that side. Bring down the -3, and the -15 becomes +15. Switch the sign. 7 minus 5 is 2. -3 plus 15 is 12. And now we divide. And the answer is 6. All right, there you go. Have a great time completing those assignments and posting in the organizer. See ya in class.